Live from the Export Beer Garden studio, this is the Agenda Special with Coach Steve Corica.
The Agenda Podcast, the home of sporting nonsense and claptrap. Brought to you by Export Ultra.
Shove this prep up your G lane. From scoring the winning goal in the very first A-League Grand Final to leading Auckland FC through a dream debut season, today's guest is one of the biggest names in Australasian football. As a player, Mr. Corica made more than 430 professional appearances across Australia, England and Japan, represented the Socceroos 32 times, I hope this is right, and became an A-League icon with Sydney FC. His success is carried straight into coaching, winning multiple A-League championships and an Australian Cup as Sydney FC head coach before taking charge of Auckland FC just last year, where he's already delivered a premiership in the club's inaugural season and picked up an A-League Coach of the Year honours. Please welcome to the Agenda Podcast, Auckland FC coach, head Steve Corica. Head coach Steve Corica, sorry. Steve, first question for you, mate. Jeez, with a resume like that.
Thank you very much for that.
Can I just
nice
say,
intro.
Mate, that took him all of about 30 seconds typing that into ChatGPT. I don't know if you guys use AI at Auckland FC, but
I cannot believe
I
this.
think everyone's using it.
yeah,
at the
just
moment,
go into Copilot.
You get out of it, mate.
He went
It
into
takes one to
Copilot.
know one.
He went into Copilot. Steve Corica.
Coach Corica doesn't deserve to come in here and hear us chirping along. Anyway, Steve, when you hear a resume like that, surely you think, geez, you know what, maybe I just buy a beach house, put my feet up for a season and watch A-League with a Frosty for a change.
I wish I could, but no, I've still got a lot of drive in myself, obviously. Second season here and second year in the semi-finals now. So looking forward to tomorrow's match against Adelaide. They're always a tough opponent.
Yeah.
But, we want to do something special here and we want to get into a final for one and win it as well.
Well, that kind of leads me on to another question is, so you've kind of foisted yourself on your own petard slightly at Auckland FC because the standards have been set so high, high profile investors, the media support, and then obviously a massive first season. Is anything but silverware a disappointment for you guys? And how do you not shape up your season with that kind of mindset?
Probably would be a little bit disappointed if we don't win something because obviously the owner wants to win. That's the reason why I wanted to come here in the first place, because I'm very ambitious myself as a coach. I want to win all the time.
Yeah.
So if we don't pick up anything, we'll have to look over the season. There's been opportunities to I thought we should have probably won the premiership if a couple of results went our way, but we didn't manage to do that. But we're in a good position now to hopefully go one better than last season and get into a final and win a trophy. Like a grand final's amazing to be involved in, and it's even better to win it.
Yeah, totally. Because obviously tomorrow, big occasion at Go Hard Stadium. But last weekend at Go Hard Stadium, you sent everyone into conniptions with that penalty shootout. At one stage, we commentate Super Rugby, and we were commentating that. That went into like overtime, and then it went into penalties. We basically had Super Rugby on. We had you guys. We had the Warriors. We had the Black Caps. I think we chucked the Netty on as well.
Oh, that's right.
It was like some sort of Minority Report. So people listening to our coverage of the rugby got us going, oh! To
Shit,
the
that was a hell of a
football.
game. How did you take it?
I think that's what makes the game so special. I think, we had to win that game. There was going to be a result at the end of the day. After 90 minutes, we thought we had done it.
Yeah.
Last kick of the game, basically. And it's hard mentally as well to get around that. The players did really well. They fought their way for the next 30 minutes and kept slugging away. And we had our chances to win the game. They maybe had one or two as well. And then when it goes to penalties, it's just about keeping your nerve and keeping your composure. And, they were all very good penalties. Even their ones were pretty good, except for, the one they missed was a good penalty. It's just Michael made a fantastic save.
What was going on there at the end? We were watching that again. We were contractually obliged to commentate the Super Rugby, but we had you guys on the phones here in front of us. So there was a bit of niggle at the end of that game. Was it the opposition goalkeeper thought maybe Michael would come off his line or something like that, or did you not catch any of that?
No, I saw a little bit. I think Michael actually was telling their goalkeeper Beach to go back on his line because he was always coming out.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And where the penalty spot is, if the keeper comes out there, they try and mark it a little bit, put the boys off. And he was doing it every penalty. I think Mike was telling him to go back in the goals.
We also saw in the news this week that you guys have put a bit of effort into your penalty shootout routine during the week. Is that true, or are you guys just taking a bit?
Yeah, not this week because we can't go to penalties this week. But last week.
Sorry, last week.
Yeah, last week. I know when we can go to penalties, I like the boys to practice a couple of days beforehand just to make sure they get used to, obviously scoring goals, but also their technique and what they're going to be up against. I normally get them to walk from halfway, which they do in a match as well, and that's a long walk sometimes when you're under pressure.
I don't doubt it.
But Dan Hall, coming up could win the game for us. A lot of things is going on in his head there, and you can see when he actually put the ball down and he had a couple of deep breaths and focused and slotted it away.
Yeah, nice. So obviously last week's game got kind of sprung on you a little bit, and the game was in a long weekend. But this weekend, everyone's had plenty of time to warm up. You've called on the troops. How's ticket sales looking? People can still get on there and come along on Saturday afternoon?
Yeah, it's a lot better this week. I think, obviously last week a lot of people didn't know about the game and wasn't probably promoted that well. But I think this week it has been, and tickets are cheaper this time round, which is good for families to come along. I think it's tracking really well at the moment. Obviously, we want everyone there as much as possible for a really good atmosphere. I think we've been voted the best ground in the country, or in
I can see why
in Australasia, because of our atmosphere that we promote there at the ground. The port amazing, our fans are great, and the more the merrier for us. It's always good when we've got a good support behind us.
Oh, it's a surprising one. I mean, the port area, if you have 5,000 or 6,000 people just making noise, automatically I'll be at home watching with my kids, and they see that, and automatically they go, "Dad, I need to go. We need to go to that game." It's so simple, like for fans to kind of engage with other fans and create something. That's what I think really missing about kind of the rugby side of things. Not once have my kids watched a rugby game and gone, "Dad, come and go along. That looks like great fun."
Well, that's like the supporters. Imagine the players when they hear that kind of support from them as well. It's brilliant. And to be honest, the team that we're playing, Adelaide, Cooper Stadium in Adelaide, is a good atmosphere as well. It's a real proper football stadium.
Any away fans planning to travel over? Do you know about?
Oh, I'm sure there will be.
Yeah.
It's a big match for the fans as well. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of boys going over. First
leg of a 2-game series. How do you shape up for that first leg? Is it just 11 men behind the ball, kick it long?
Not quite. We're at home. I think we want to play good football for one, but sometimes finals don't bring out the best football. It's pretty intense, a lot quicker than normal games, I think. Both teams are up for it. They've had the week off, so they're probably a little bit fresher than us, but also with us continuing to play is also good, I think.
The momentum's there, right?
Yeah, it's momentum good, and especially after the penalty shootout, boys are buzzing, and we want to turn up at home and put on good performance and win if we can.
What Mashi was trying to get to, though, he's running a group pot with Betcher this weekend, so he's actually looking for some insight whether to go the unders on the total goals. That was pretty much.
Go for a win. Go for a win at home.
Yeah, definitely.
Win at home under 2.5. Anyway, hey, Steve, this is your second year here out coaching in New Zealand. You've obviously got a heap of experience over in Australia. Have you noticed, because I certainly have, with the arrival of Auckland FC, that rivalry between the Phoenix, the fact the All Whites now pretty much have a pretty clean run into FIFA World Cups every year. Australia kind of went through it in about 2006 when you made that 2006 Germany World Cup, made the final 16. You had was it Timmy Cahill and a few of those, and you could see, because I followed the Socceroos around in that World Cup when I lived in England, and you could tell that something was building around Aussie football, and they've made every World Cup since. Do you think in New Zealand that's kind of starting to happen now with the fans you've got coming to Auckland FC, the pathways to either Phoenix or Auckland FC through to the All Whites, and you've got a handful of players who are most likely headed to the States?
So.
Yeah. Can you notice, can you feel it a little bit here, that what it went through in Australia a few years ago?
I think from the moment we started, I think there's been a real buzz around Auckland especially, but with the derby as well, it's always good. We've had obviously the run of the green at the moment of the derbies, which is fantastic.
I heard you starting to feel sorry for Wellington.
Never ever sorry, but it's pretty special to win 6 out of 6. So.
Absolutely.
But I think there's a lot building. Obviously, for New Zealand, going to a World Cup is unbelievable because you haven't been for so long.
Yeah.
It was similar for us at one stage with Australia, and everyone wants to play at the highest level, and that's the highest level. And we're hoping we're going to get a couple of boys, at least 2 or 3, maybe 4 into the squad. And, that would be such a great experience for them players to play against, teams that they're going to play against.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially the Iranian game's going to be interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
At SoFi Stadium. But, I mean, does there much chat about that in the squad, with those players and... You know, but does it inspire the other players, other junior players in the team to say, "Fuck, this is a few more years here"?
Yeah, there's definitely a pathway. That's what they're all. Mate, they were speaking about it at the start of the season, so that's their aim. At the start of the season, a lot of them were to get into the national team to go to a World Cup.
Yeah,
and that's fine because that gives them motivation. They need to perform well, which is good for us. It's a tough time sometimes when they go away for the international window.
Yeah.
Like we have a few players away and, they're all a little bit tired when they come back for us, but it's good for them. And this is what we want. This is what the owner wanted to give Kiwi kids an opportunity to play at the highest level, and they're doing that.
Yeah, awesome.
Alongside my ChatGPT cramming last night, I was watching that Auckland FC doco, which is now available on Netflix, by the way.
It is.
And it spoke briefly about how you ended up here. But tell us more about that. So what was the phone call like? Was it Bill on the blower, or was it?
It was actually originally Ryan, his right-hand man.
Yeah.
I spoke to Ryan for a little bit, for about 5, 10, 15 minutes maybe. And then, and then I got the call from Bill straight away afterwards.
Okay.
So must have went well. So spoke to Bill and, he's a convincing man, obviously. And, I like a lot of things that he was saying. They want to win is the main one for me.
Yeah.
He wants to give opportunity for younger kids to get into the national team, to play overseas. He's got other football clubs around the world. So that's, good for the players, but also for coaches. For myself, one day I want to go overseas and coach as well. So maybe there's an opportunity there at some stage.
Well, the EPL obviously would be.
Well, that would be that would be ideal. But I'm not sure I'm going from Auckland to Bournemouth.
Hey,
you never know.
Mate.
You never know.
A couple of seasons like that.
I was about to say, Big Bill, get on a plane.
Yeah,
come on, get over here.
He'll make you do both, brother. What else should we talk about? There's a few things going on. So, you, in terms of the players that aren't here now that were here last year, goalkeeping was probably the headline, wasn't it? We lost. His name's Paulson right now.
Paulson, yeah.
Michael Vowd's come into, and it's been easy as, isn't it?
Yeah,
well, it seemed that way anyway.
It has been actually. He's been outstanding. He's had a couple of iffy games, if you want to put it that way, but he's really responded well to them. And
he's a character, man. On that Netflix doco, he's a dry old thing, eh?
He is.
Is he quite good?
He
seems like
guy.
a good time.
Yeah, he is. He's a fun guy. He comes across that very dry, but if you know him, it's totally him. But he's had a good season, like everyone else. I think the boys have been doing well.
Yeah. How did things go down when there's like murmurings? I mean, mid-season, Jesse Randall was putting a few amazing performances together, as he has all year. Let's not kid ourselves, but. There was conversations about him, like looking at other clubs, or other clubs at least looking at him.
Yeah.
Does that get inside the changing room? People not care. People are excited about it. Do people start ribbing him about it?
Yeah, they pretty much talk about everything in their
of
changing room. So let me tell you, they know before us most of the time. But that's something you want to see young players have a really good season and then go off to a overseas club. We promote that. Obviously, it'd be good if it was in the group though of the owners. Other teams, that'd be nice because I think that's what he wants. But sometimes you just can't stop them from going, and they're doing a great job. And we want more of that, really.
Yeah.
But we work hard. They worked hard. Jesse's had a great season, and he should go to a World Cup at the end if he's fit. And
Awesome.
we wish him all the best.
Yeah.
Is your family still in Aussie?
They are, yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, mate, for doing what you have for Auckland FC and football in New Zealand. Because I can only imagine how much of a commitment that's been. 2 years though. You're feeling all right. Your head's still in it.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit harder.
Yeah,
I think the second year's been a little bit harder without the family. I think. I've got 2 older daughters. They're okay. One's married, but my son is 16, so he's still at school. We didn't want to take him out of school, and he's a good footballer as well. So
Sydney.
He's in Sydney, not at Sydney FC, but he's playing for Manly United. And
awesome.
Yeah, it's hard to move a young boy like that at this stage. So we decided on them to stay in Australia.
Oh, it's amazing. Well, thank you for
totally.
being here, mate, because we needed you desperately. And, thank God you did it.
Can I just talk about the kind of football coaches though, and because of the football on the sideline, and a lot of screaming and yelling goes on in football on the sideline from the coaches. Can the players actually hear you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's they prefer to be on the opposite side, so they can't. So, but if the crowd is big enough, probably they can't. I've played in front of some big crowds, like 120,000 people, and you cannot hear anything from like 5 meters away.
So you just yell.
But 15,000, they'll hear you from the sidelines.
Okay, well, that's good. You got yourself in a spot of bother this year, though, didn't you? You got red carded. Now, what do you? I respect that. What do you do? What do you have to do to get red carded? Is it just is it too much lip? Is it too much lip to the referee? Is it is that the state of it? Is this? Do they give you a warning?
Yeah, they normally do. In this case, I kicked a ball away, and there was a Red Bull sign around the technical area where I stand. I kicked that away as well. But, but the fourth official was very close to me, so he thought I was kicking it at him. So
Okay.
I wasn't. But,
of course not.
Yeah, I got punished for it.
That's up there with one. I reckon it must be up there with one of the worst jobs in football. That fourth official role.
Yeah, it's terrible.
G-Lane, you should give that a crack. Have you seen the bro that has to stand in between the two technical areas and stop
and make sure you stay within your little box?
And both coaches just smashing each other. No, it's not good.
I think that'd be quite fun.
Yeah, I've ground emceed a couple of games for Auckland FC and managed to sit at a trestle table right in between you and a couple of other coaches, and it is entertaining. Who are the other teams other than Wellington that you particularly like beating?
Well, Sydney FC is one, obviously.
Yeah, okay,
because, my old club, I've been there, I was there 19 years, so they're still in the finals as well, so we could end up, maybe having a final against them.
And if that happens, that occurs...
That will be
in
here.
Auckland.
Yeah,
yes,
if they win and we win, it will be here against my old club. So
we're rooting for them.
Could be in the gods there.
So we're rooting for them against the Jets, aren't we? We're like...
Yeah, that would probably be pretty special, I think.
Yeah, that would be pretty awesome.
What if tough, but special.
Yeah. I mean, this is not really, I suppose, what you're focusing on. But what if the Jets done so well this year? Because were they that strong last year?
No,
the Jets weren't, were they? And now
no.
all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they've got some amazing young talent. How does that happen in the A-League? Have they fluked it?
No, I wouldn't say that. No, definitely haven't fluked it. I think Central Coast had a very similar period. I think they had a lot of young boys, and sometimes a lot of young boys produce, and consistent season. They've had this year. They've obviously Milligan's done really well with them. They're playing really good football, and they deserve to win over the course of the season, the premiership. So they're going to be tough to stop as well. Sydney will have to play really well to beat them.
That's all right. You got anything else, Lane?
No, I haven't got anything else. I'll just get out, grab yourself a ticket, go to Ticketmaster, grab yourself, very affordable. It's like the price of probably 2 beers in the Viaduct.
Yeah.
To get yourself a ticket to go out to Go Hard Stadium, get amongst it, do some preloading out there at Lily World, get amongst it.
Yeah, it's going to be a good afternoon.
Get them behind.
I went out to Lily World when I was suspended, actually. I saw all the fans there. It was quite good.
That's a great way
to
do
get
it.
amongst it.
You're like Cameron George, who got busted smacking a pals behind the goalpost, abusing the Newcastle players. I was like, that's real grassroots. So,
Where did you sit when you got?
I was just in a little box. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Was it the Becker box? Was it or something like that? Were you up with team members or no?
No.
Alone.
Alone.
The naughty corner.
Just sit there in
just
isolation.
with one of the guys. That's all. So,
bless. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Steve.
Thank you.
Love what you do, mate. We're big fans of you and of course Auckland FC. So thank you for taking the time and best of luck tomorrow.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
You've been listening to the ACC's Agenda podcast, brought to you by Export Ultra. For more episodes, like and follow on iHeartradio or wherever you get your podcasts.